Hey guys, it's been a while. Yeah, I know, like it's been a couple of months. What can I say? I took a little bit of a break from Yu-Gi-Oh! Was busy at work, traveled a bit, just came back from Mexico not too long ago, which was amazing. And in all honesty, I was waiting for some support to come, which, we've been getting for the last couple of weeks. It was started off with Burst of Destiny and Brothers, which just came last week. So, I'm going to show you guys my updated hero list, which seems to be doing pretty well last couple weeks. And last weekend, I got second place with my hero build. Um, the week 2 weeks before, I actually went X1 in a box tourney. Unfortunately, I missed top cut because there's a lot of X1s apparently. But yeah, it's just it's been doing really really well with the new support, and I kind of want to show what I'm kind of cooking up with and all that. So without further ado, let's get to it. So we're gonna start off with the main, then we'll do the extra and the side. But to start off with, we'll do the main, and we play obviously the boy, uh, 3 Stratos. So I know I've been seeing a lot of lists playing 1 Stratos, even like two. I understand I guess the reasoning is because a lot of people are saying that, oh, Stratos is not really the best normal summon in the deck, and in all honesty, like I still love seeing Stratos in my hand, and I find personally in this format, like um, you want to be able to resolve your Vision Hero combo as much as possible, and then even if you do have multiple Stratoses, and it's still good for discard fodder off of Ferris, and then also you could special one of them, and then you could use the second one, I guess. You could special one of them with Hero Lives, and then use like one that you hard drew or something, or like have with Rhoda just to kind of like clear back row and all that. Which there are still a lot of back row decks this format as well too. You have to be a bit careful though, because Scythe is very prominent now in this format because of Dagda, DPE combos, and also with PK, which kind of relies on spamming Scythe a lot, in the same turn, because Scythe isn't once per turn. But in my opinion, like he's a 3 of in the deck. You always want to see him, and also like he's just beautiful to look at. He's just my pride and joy. I do rock with the ulti in this one. Also, we play 1 liquid, play only 1 mist in this build, and play 1 honest neos. So this is pretty standard, but the only thing that's a bit different is the 1 mist. A lot of people play 2, but in all honesty, I find this a bit necessary. I don't really need it in the grind, and even if I hard draw the mist, and I have like a Vion in my hand, I'm able to go combo into Vision Hero. Oh no, I can like just normal the Vion, dump Mali, banish the Mali, go into Cross Crusader combo, search the forest, and then kind of combo off that way. So it doesn't really matter to me with if I hard draw it, or if I or if it's still in the deck. And I usually just mostly resolve it once or twice. And the way I resolve it twice is, I do play Decider just in case if I want to use it again, or if I use my liquid, which I do special a lot from the graves at times to bring them back to go into special them from the grave to get search the mass change. And yeah, I just find like I don't really need one, because most of the time when I was playing and playtesting, like I only really used one most of the time, and I needed more deck space for other power cards. And yeah, it's just player preference, I think. Yeah, it works for me. So I just find like 2 mists is just, I'd rather have other cards in my deck. I also cut it down to 40 as well too, just for because I want to see other cards as well too. So it just works for me. Liquids we still play because if you want to turbo out Dark Claw with a Fusion Destiny combo, then you need to play Liquid just so you can special the Mist from the grave to search the mass change. And then also you know, go into Sunriser combos, which we usually do, and then you do the draw two, discard one, and then you save the miracle for the next turn to do it again, and then get another draw two, discard one. And then Honest Neos is still really good for pretty much boosting your cards. And then also like I kind of use them as well to kind of go to DPE at times, because you can use him and like you know, uh, one of your Destiny heroes, because that's pretty much DP just requires a level 6 or higher hero monster in order to go into him. So sometimes when you're running low on materials, you can just use him. That's what a lot of people don't actually know, but you can. I do that quite a bit at times, especially in the grind. Especially if I've tried to turbo out what's his name, Dangerous in the beginning, just so I can do the Fusion Destiny combo and into Darklaw, and then I have enough materials left for a play into DP later and stuff. So it's just, you know, it is an option. And then the other most important part of the deck is we play 3 Vision Hero Forests. We play 2 Increase because we don't like the brick. Like I draw this card all the time, and I don't know what people are saying. Like it just it does affect the deck for me, because I do always want to resolve the Vision Hero combo, and in order to ensure that I had to play this ratio, and then you play the 2 Bion. Like I seen some people bump it up to 3 because they believe it's the best normal, but in all honesty, like I see it enough as is, and there's only so much stuff you can dump off of Mist. Sometimes you just kind of dump off of Ion. Sometimes you like kind of just hard draw a lot of the stuff that you need, and you don't really need to dump anything. Like there's times where I have Mali in hand, or I have Denier in hand, or if I have Liquid in hand and stuff. So it's just, do I really need to rely on? Does Vion really? Do you really use Vion a lot after like the initial dump? I don't normally. I kind of like to go into other plays. So more than 2 times, I think it's just it's just unnecessary. I feel like 3 is unnecessary because, yeah, I guess it's just to see it in your hand, but at the same time, I kind of want to resolve, get Farce going in my Vision Hero combo just so I can get Vion, as opposed to just relying on the normal. Like I don't. The way I play my deck is like I will normal when I have to, but a lot of times like I don't really need to because of the extenders that you have in this deck now, and I just find this ratio kind of optimizes that. Okay, now for the Destiny heroes, so we play 2 Mali, new guy on the block, Denier. You know, he's been putting in work. You know, pretty much it's our 3rd or 4th Mali, because yeah, you can use it after the initial turn again if you bring it back with Cross, and then you know recycle your Mali again or whatever you want. And yeah, it definitely puts in a lot of work in the deck, and it's very, very much needed. And it's actually like, I'd say like the deck was tier 2 before Denier came. Now it's like tier 1.5, I guess. Like if depending on the pilot, if it adds a lot of power. Like in all honesty, actually no. Like let's scratch that. I'd say the deck was Rogue before, and now it's like probably tier 2. You know, if you're a good pilot, maybe you can beat a lot of. You can probably play at a tier 1.5 level. You have to play above your level, and you have to be pretty switched on and make sure you don't misplay, because the other decks do have better options. But with this deck, like heroes stand a fighting chance now, just because of power cards like Denier, and yeah, we also play the Decider in the deck, and this is the card I use to recycle. You know, the liquid again. You know, off the dangerous combo that you do to go into get the mist onto the field to special mass change. A lot of times I dump with dangerous decider and bring them back with cross, just so I can get so I can just recur the liquid for the next turn, just in case my board gets broken, so I can just normal liquid again and then special the mist and go in and then pop off, or special whatever in the grave. Sometimes I have Stratos as well too. You can go to like full Vision Hero combo or something, but yeah, like Decider is really good. I find because you have a guarantee +1. You know what you're getting back, and it actually saved my butt on the weekend as well too because I had my board broken, and I wanted to resolve another liquid effect, and then go into Dark Law, and it pretty much saved me the game. And then we also play Plasma. So Plasma is I find really good in this format. In all honesty, he has a better matchup than I think Darklaw has a lot against other decks because Darklaw doesn't really do much against Sword Souls. I find like they can play through it, Flunderies as well too, not really that much. The only decks it does really well against Darklaw like is quite a lot of other decks like Drytrons, but even though personally I don't find Drytrons super powerful this format, it's good against I guess the PKs, VWs obviously, and yeah, that's and then probably Bird Up as well too, because Bird Up they need their grave as well too. But Bird Up I find like they can make Link 1 plays. They can also kind of play through it because they can just get rank 1 plays to get into their I guess their rank 1 their Xyz Leerless monsters that can either get Zeus on the field or they can get get the bounces to bounce Darklaw off the field and all that. So they can kind of play through it as well too. So I think Plasma will be better fitted in that matchup. And with Plasma, most of the time when you get it with like Fusion Destiny, which is Fusion Destiny and Plasma is like a 1-card DPE and Plasma combo. It's just it's very oppressive, and your opponent can't really do that much unless they have the Dark Ruler. But if they have it, I guess. And then also even like droplets as well too. But a lot of times you can also have Darklaw in the field as well too. I've had times when I had Darklaw, Plasma, and DPE, and your opponent can't really do much. They can't resolve droplets unless they draw the nuts or something. So it's just if they have it, right? You play one of Dusty Gold. So this one is the secret. We just got from Battle of Legends, and yeah, it's just Brothers of Legends, and yeah, it's just really pretty to look at. I know the Ultra is more expensive, but because it's the more short printed one, but I just love the secrets because it's the higher rarity IMO and it looks prettier. And definitely Bane and Adust is very good card. In my honesty, like when I'm deciding to go first, a lot of times what I'm doing right now is cutting the Adusted Gold Bane package because yeah, I just don't want to draw into these cards because they're kind of bricks in my opening hand. And I'd rather have other cards like droplets and just set up something like a negate or something, or even hand traps, because it's just it's not optimal to have them in your hand because it's not going to really do anything. And just in case you want to play through the nib, at the same time, that's not worth it either. It's just you neg really hard, and it's more better as a going second card, and even going as a blind first or second card, which is why it's in the deck to begin with. Because going blind, like you never know, it might come up, and then going first, I like to side it out, and then going second, I put it back in because it's a good option if you're trying to play through negates and interruptions, and just so you can clear your opponent's field. So now the best card in the deck. Play 3 Fusion Destiny. Yeah, everyone's mom, dad, every Yu-Gi-Oh player loves this card now because DPE is everyone's best friend now. Like, it's funny, for a while people were talking shit like about DPE, saying like, oh, Dragoon is still better. Why do we want to play this card? It's because DPE does so many things. It enables a lot of decks that plus off of destruction, getting the scythe. It just pretty much added more scythe locks and interruptions, and you can't get your extra deck out, and as well as other cards that kind of plus off of the destruction as well too. Like I think Unchained, when they destroy cards, they kind of plus off of it as well too. So it's just and then also the bricks are just better too in Engrave because it adds so much follow-up plays, whereas the bricks for Dragoon, they don't really do too much. They're just material just to go into Red Eyes Dragoon, and you get a +2 in the grave with what is it? With Celestial, or you can just kind of get a special off of Dasher as well too. So it's really good generic, but in my opinion, like still it's amazing for heroes because we do go into dangerous at times just to if we need a turbo Darklaw against the proper matchup, or we just kind of go into DPE. This card itself is one DPE and Plasma, which is really good board against Flunderies or what you call Bird Up. It's good against Sword Soul. Sword Soul, it just kind of wrecks it. Plasma and that they can't do anything at all mostly, unless they have like Dark Ruler or a card that it's hard draw. It's just at that point it is what it is. And then we play 3 Mass Change because we play. It is a hero deck, and we do play Mass Heroes. Darklaw, Blast, Acid. So we do play those. So that's why we have to play it. And then play the 1 Hero Lives, which a lot of times I do side out game 3 because I don't want to lose in life points and time. Play 1 Poly because it's searchable and it enables a lot of fusion plays. Miracle as well. It's also very searchable. I'm finding on that a lot now that I'm going to a lot more Wonder Driver plays because the accessibility and usage of Denier, it adds so many more plays where you can just kind of recycle Mali in the grave and just kind of plus and then make Wonder Driver and then normal underneath them and just recycle any of these fusion cards that you need, like Polymerization, Miracle. Unfortunately, you can't do it for Dark Kong, which would be nice just in case you have to dump it off for whatever reason. Like it just doesn't work. Dark Fusion does, but Dark Fusion is kind of trash. Play 1 Rhoda, because we do need a search. It's our only searcher in the deck. Well, not really. Foolish is also kind of a searcher as well too, because we can dump Miss, but we also use it to dump Denier and Mali if need be. So we do have that option. Other searcher I'm playing in this deck, I'm trying out is D-Force. It didn't really come up in the last couple days when I was playing it because I do play as a one-of because I don't want to rely too much on it. But I'm pretty sure I've tested it a lot online, and when it does come up, it's a lot of times it's GG because your opponent really needs to be able to because like first off, like Lightning Storm, a lot of people still play that card, and that doesn't affect us, or even Dark Hole. I'm finding a lot of people are actually playing Dark Hole as well too, and yeah, it's just that helps us. You know how the hero meme is. Like they lose the Dark Hole, Raigeki, all that stuff. Not with D-Force, and then also like it just makes Plasma like untargetable. So like Veiler, what is it? Chalice, Imperm don't work. And then most of the time also like because of if you usually have Darklaw on the field, they can't droplets you at all either. So at that point, the only thing that kind of affects you is what's its name, Dark Ruler. But if they have it, they have it. Well, what are you gonna do? If one card, like every deck has outs to are vulnerable to outs. So it's just if they have it, they have it. But you could still like set your mass change cards and stuff, and then play through that and just kind of mass change your dark targets that are negated through the Dark Ruler. So you can just try to play through that and just hope for the best. We also play 1 Super Poly. We do have targets in the deck. Like I do see a lot of Sky Striker DPs right now. So like what's good is you can just do that with DP and Shizuku, and then you can just make Ab-Zero and then kind of pop off. It's also good against DPE. You can just kind of use one of your Destiny heroes, or you can use like a dark target, and you can even use like a Vision hero and then use this, and then you can go into Dangerous. And you can use their DP and go into Dangerous and just kind of pop off after. Or you can just kind of use it against what Drytrons play, Herald of Ultimateness. And because we do have a light target, we have Shining. And then we also, you could we also like Axis Code Talker and Dragoon do come up, so you can just kind of use that, or even Zeus. I do see a lot of people still play Zeus, like Drytrons and all that, and whatever decks you can just use the light target to go into Shining and all that. So it's just it does come up. We play one Call by the Grave. It's a good power card because a lot of people still play hand traps. Like, I don't know what everyone was saying. Crossout really didn't really do too much in the format because it's not really that good of a card. A lot of people are still maining hand traps, and they just don't have the space for crossout, and it's not as effective. There's just so many outs for different decks. It just, you can't have the answer to everything in your deck without ruining your consistency of cards that you need to kind of pop off. So I find, Call by the Grave is still really good because, a lot of people are playing Droll, a lot of people are playing, Shifter. Flunders are playing Shifter and all that. And what else? Valor as well, too. Valor actually made a resurgence because it's good against Sword Soul and even Flunder. So it's, yeah, hand traps aren't going away anytime soon. So we play Talents, which IMO is probably better than Crossout because, if you do get hand trapped, and most of the time this deck can play through one or two hand traps, and we can kind of pop off with Talents. You can get the draw two, you can see your opponent's hand, and then, if you have Fusion Destiny in hand, you can just kind of go off of that and just, be relaxed. If you see that there's a Nibiru in hand, you can just take it out and then kind of just go on to Fusion Destiny. It's a good check card. You can just take one of your opponent's monsters, like Dragoon as well too, if they have it, because it is played at times in certain decks. And then also, or you can take your opponent's DPE or something, or just one of their power monsters on the field that's just kind of a floodgate or a negate, and just kind of bait that out. So really good card IMO, and definitely it's a nice power one of. Play 3 droplets, pretty standard. Like, I think this card is still very, very valuable. Certain decks it doesn't really do anything against, like Flunders, because especially when they play the macro form. So it just doesn't really do anything against that version because their graveyards are turned off, everything is banished, so you can't really resolve that. But other decks, like, it does do well against Sword Soul. What else? It does well against Bird Up, I guess. Yeah, because they do run the barrier lock as well too, the barrier statue lock. And yeah, good against Drytrons. Good against pretty much other decks. It's also good against not so good against, unfortunately, PKs, because apparently what's his name? Bardiche can pop off multiple times the Scythe, and they can even just target and all that, and just kind of they can kind of just still resolve the Scythe, even though it's been negated the first time, because they can just pop off the second time with Bardiche and all that. So it's kind of a pain, but most decks is still pretty good. We played 2 Imperms because still really good in this format. Good against Flunder, good against what's the other deck? Sword Soul. Good against Drytrons if you hit the Herald Diviner or the Xyz. And just a very generic, really good card against most decks, hand trap. So that's it for the main. We'll go in the extra real quick. So let's start off with obviously the boy, 2 Darklaw. Pretty standard. It's really good against probably like half the top decks in the meta. So, the other half, it's just, Plasma and DP kind of take care of that. Just, Macro Cosmo on legs, rips a card in your hand. Double Darklaw is very easy to go into this deck as well too. Now with extenders like Denier and such, like, it just adds a lot of plays, Wonder Driver plays, and yeah, don't sleep on Double Darklaw because it'll just ruin a lot of people's lives, ruin a lot of people's tournament hopes and stuff. So it definitely saved my ass a lot last couple tournaments doing that. And then we play the 1 Blast. Blast is still kind of good because It's a good mass change target for Stratos, which we do want to resolve a lot. And yeah, we play through Interruption, like the Veiler, which is being played a lot. What else? Veiler, Imperm as well too. So you can play through those, and those are very predominant, very well, we're very more played hand traps, I guess, in this format. So that's kind of good. We play Acid just for the Ab Zero Acid combo. You know, like there's a lot of back row decks still, but I'm finding that you have to be careful because you don't want to pop the Scythe either, because if you do that, then you know, they get that and they kind of lock you on the turn with your extra deck, and sometimes you can't OTK or finish them in the land, and they kind of come back. So you gotta be careful with the back row that you're popping, because sometimes they can plus. Ab Zero is still pretty good, you know, destroying cards in the field, and yeah, just a Raigeki on the field, and then also it combos really well with Forbidden Droplets when you use this as material. It's kind of like an onboard gamma kind of that Raigekis, so it's kind of good on that point. We play one Sunrise. Sunrise is kind of nice, you know, because it's still a good Miracle Searcher. You know, it gives you pseudo destruction effect where when you attack, you get to pop any card in the field, and then it kind of boosts cards a bit as well too on the field as well too. So adds a lot of plays, really good for OTKs. Skyrodao, we mostly use it to play under Fusion Destiny, and it's also a good super poly target. Same with Ab-Zero, and then also same with Shining, which we use for an elemental hero and a light. We use a Skyrodao, an elemental hero, and a dark. So, you know, like a Stratos, and then they have a dark card like Dragoon or DPE. You can kind of just super poly into that, or you can super poly into whatever light target they have if you have an elemental hero. Speaking of DPE, yeah, we got the boy. We had to get this from New Zealand. Got it pretty cheap over there, and yeah, definitely puts in work. It's the everyone loves this card. Even like the Pen God I was hearing in his video, he loves it in his Pendulum deck, and every Yu-Gi-Oh player I know is playing this card in their deck, except for probably like for Cyber Dragons or something, because you know, I think Dragoon is better. And yeah, it's just adds so many plays. It does so much, especially for the hero deck. It decreases a lot of your opponent's attacks, which doesn't really do it that much in the other people's decks. But it literally, like when it hits the field, most of your opponent's attacks are down 1,000 and stuff. So like it just poops on Dragoon a lot of times if you get on the field and you just beat over it. And then also has like non-targeting destruction, and it just keeps on coming back. So a lot of people I'm finding are actually playing Bell because they're worried about him coming back and just kind of popping off every turn and just decimating your opponent's board and picking off one by one, which is what it kind of does. And also like yeah, it's just a really good card. I'm really happy that Konami released it for us, and it helps us play through Nib as well too. Though, how can I forget that? Like it's just, you know, like if you do have Mass Change in hand, you have Fusion Destiny, and you do go off into this, if they get the if you try to activate Nibiru, you can just target another card on the field, bring it back next turn. You can bring back the this and the next following standby, have set Mass Change, you know, pop your opponent's card. You could just what you can do is you could resolve Mass Change, target the Mass Change, and then target your opponent's card, and then pretty much have a free Dark Law on the field. So it's just so amazing. It's pretty much Hero's answer to like Nibiru, personally. We play Dangerous. Dangerous is really good for the one card Dark Law play, and that's pretty much what we played for. And we also use it to kind of dump Decider, and then, you know, get a guaranteed +1 for our next follow-up turn, which is usually Liquid or like sometimes Mist. We play one Bane, so we have the Secret as well too. I'm not sure if you can see it that well, but yep, it's really good cards. Our archetypal Raigeki on the field, you know, really good in grind, you know, really hard to get over and really hard to like out mid to late game, especially when your opponent's out of negates and removal. So we play 2 cross, pretty standard. You know, it's really good card in this deck, especially with Denier now. And play 1 Dread Decimator, really good card for. It also won me a lot of games as well too, because sometimes you just need attack points, and it buffs a lot of your monsters as well too. So that definitely comes into play. And then we play 1 Wonder Driver because it's actually a lot better this format. And you know, even when I was playing the Evil Hero Necrom Extender, like it's so much better with Denier because you can just get the cards you need. A lot of times I kind of even if I don't hard draw the Fusion Destiny, I'm still able to pop off a lot of times and just hard make Denier just by recycling the poly and using the Denier again, and the Mali, and just making a DP on the board was just Denier and DP, and just, you know, making a nice sweet board with that. So it just adds a lot of plays to the deck. So that's it for the extra. Now for the side, we'll go through it pretty quick. Video's gone a little bit long, so we still play Exchange. In my opinion, this is better than Crossout. Like, you know, hand knowledge is kind of everything, and then you can also see what your opponent is kind of siding in. You know, a lot of the times, like, they're still like, if your opponent is playing Crossout, they're usually not playing that many copies, like multiples of like Dark Ruler or Nibiru and all that, so you can just take it and this kind of you know, pop off and combo off worry free, and then also probably take a card that they kind of need, just like an essential, like Searcher or something. So it just adds to a lot of plays. I kind of like it. I still like it. I've been playing for a while. If you've been seeing this deck profile, we play 3 Cosmic. Cosmic's probably better than ever because Scythe is a thing, and then also it's really good against back row decks. Pretty self-explanatory. Play 3 Droll. Yeah, Droll's really good in this format against a lot of decks. You know, Drytrons is good against Flunder. You know, good against Bird Up as well too. This card actually put in a lot of work for me last weekend. Effect Failure. So I took out Bell because it wasn't really doing that much for me as I wanted, and yeah, this really came up against my Flunder matchup and Sword Soul, and it just ruined my opponent because I kept on drawing these and imperms, and that just ends their turns a lot of the times. So we play really good card, IMO Failure. Like, I'm gonna try to get the LTs, but they're like $300-400 right now, so I might have to wait. We play 2 Lightning Storm because of back row decks. But yeah, again, you have to be a bit careful which opponent you're playing, because sometimes they might have Scythe set, and then, you know, that might ruin your turn as well too, and they might just pop off on their follow-up turn. So gotta be careful. Same with Harpy Duster, and yeah, the same applies for that. And then we also play Red Reboot just in case your opponent's playing a back row deck, or they're playing PKs, or even against Sword Soul, you can side this in because they play Blackout, which is a Omnigate trap and stuff, so it definitely comes up. Anyways, guys, sorry that was a bit long, but that's my deck profile, and yeah, you're going to be seeing a lot of more content coming after this. I'll probably try to get some, because I am starting to go to locals now more regularly. A&C, if you guys are ever in Toronto, come swing by over there. We're starting to have more tourneys there more regularly, and yeah, I might one of these days do a vlog, and a couple of people do already over there, but I'll have to ask if that's okay with them, and then you know, I'll record a couple duels and all that, and you get to see my heroes in action. Anyways, guys, it was a pleasure doing this. You know, thanks for watching this video, and like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.